Hello everyone. This is another request from one of our subscribers to make a tutorial on Slideshow. I would have loved to do this I would like to bring this tutorial down to the simplest form. So this is our pure HTML. I have images captured from one of my favorite movies from 2019, Sharks. We have image 1, image 2, and image 3. Okay, so this is right angle, yeah, and left angle. It's actually a character. If you have been following my tutorials, I think that's the second tutorial where I was talking about character sets. Yeah, in my HTML code, this I did not put this because on my keyboard it's not like that, because on the keyboard it is actually bent very well, but the angle between this upper part right here and upper part is wider. But this type of character, the angle between the top and the bottom is smaller. So let me go to the HTML code and explain everything I wrote there. Okay, we have a div containing all our slides. A div is a sectioning tag, and our class, once we put our CSS, is going to perform this function. Okay, so here is our code. So this is not part of the code, because these are like dots or map of our slide. Yep. So let me just show you the dots. Okay, the dot does not have anything. I'm going to use CSS to do that. So let me go into the slideshow container. So we have single slide. It has a class of single slide and fade. This fade will make an animation or an illusion that the image is fading away. Then a class for the number text. This is like the position, the number of the slide, the current slide. Then the style with 100%. I could have done better there. Okay, and this is caption text. Let me just change it to 1. Okay, so I've explained everything here. So okay, now this is a link acting as a button. When you click it, let me just do roll button. So it's not giving the native look of this. Okay, yes, so it has a class of previous and next. So when you click this, it will do plot slides -1, and this -1 does not actually mean is -1. It's just an argument I'm using to calculate it, and another next with next click on click +1. You know, in normal math, +1 is equal to just number 1. So I'm going to add some styles here. So let me just pause it and add my okay, our slide is ready. Sorry, our style is ready. So Control A, you can see the caption text 3, and all of them are clustered. At the back is caption text 1, caption text 2, and caption text 3. 3 is the outermost, that's why you can see them. And then this is the dots I was talking about. Going over, yeah. So let me explain the code here. So let me just go up and see this. So the slideshow maximum width is 100 pixels. You can do maximum width for 50% or 75%. That means there's going to be text align center, 25% space in between. It's still the same thing, because 100%, sorry, 100 pixel is the same thing with my screen 75%. So that's how it is. Okay, so margin auto, your browser automatically sets the margin. Then the cursor of the dot priv, that's the a tag that has the class this, and comma. I explained this in the previous request. I'm going to explain it again. That means instead of writing it like copying, I'll write this dot next, I write dot priv again. I can just use a comma instead. What's just happened? So this is that arrow you were seeing. It does not perform any function now. And okay, cursor pointer position, then the top of 0, another top of 50%. So it will first reset the top, then put it in 50%. That's half of the screen. Sorry, half of the container, not half of the screen. From this to this is 100%, so it automatically puts it at 50%, which is the middle, which is auto, margin top, and stuff like that. Border radius, transition, that's when I over, you can see transition. Yes. Right 0, that means there will be no, sorry, that's for next is this one here. There will be no space in between. So if I change it to 3px, you can see that little space. Let me increase it. You see, so just there'll be no space there. Okay, border radius of 3 pixel. Yeah. Then background color for the next, when you over it on it, the first that happens. Let me refresh this. Okay, your text, that's the caption. Okay, yeah, this is what we call comments. In case you forget some of things in your code, you can just easily comment, just like taking notes. Number text, that's that one. Okay, it's right here, and the color for everything, the top 0, where is it? Right, yeah, just like the caption text, it has that same thing. So dots, that's that dot, the pointer of a cursor, making it look like a button, whereas it's just a span tag. So height 13 pixel, width 13 pixel, that's making it like a square. Then I use the border radius to make it round. Display inline block in combination with float and position, it determines the type of box or boxes that are generated for an element. Background color 0.66, then is, that means when it comes in, it has this transition and makes the background color like this. Then it takes 0.6 seconds to perform this animation or transition. Dot active, comma dot over. So when something is active, the background color will be this. So when okay, the active, then comma dot over, that means okay, when I create the JavaScript for this, then when it is active, if it is only this slide that is showing, there will be a dot that will be significant of all other dots. Then fade, just like the name says, is a fade animation. Animation name, fade, and animation duration 1.5 seconds. And this is like it's the same thing with this. Define the length of time the animation takes to complete one cycle, and that works for Chrome and Safari 5. So it's so that it will work on all browsers. That's why I'm using this WebKit. So they are the same function, but browser selective. Same thing with this. Yeah, this at WebKit frame. Same thing. So okay, So let me explain what this does. Okay, so what's this? The actual this keyframe is like an animation for people who do animation, Blender, Plotagon, Flipbook, Photoshop. You see stuff like keyframe. These are like pages or sections of the animation. So from is a function, so it will move from a 0.4 opacity. That means the how would I define opacity? In like the how you can see the transparency. That's it. Yes, it's transparency is 0.4 is the same thing as 0.4. Then it makes it fully opaque. At this part, it is a little bit transparent, a little bit opaque. So it will move from this from to opacity 1. And why, like I said, where at keyframes is working for this class fade. Yes, so it does not just go. If I remove this, okay, when I write JavaScript code for this, when I remove this, you just see it will just show, and there will be no illusion that it is coming in or going out. Okay, so we're done with the style part. Let me go and write the JavaScript. Okay, I've written my JavaScript. Okay, so this is the .active that class, and this is when I over. So if this is active, it changes to this class like that. So all you can do this and this and this. Okay, so let me explain the JavaScript part. So when your code runs from this part, this doc type HTML, and goes down, reads everything, and displays you everything. So it's just like it's going a step-by-step process. So when it is reading the script, the variable index means the current slide. So you can see show slides equal to 1. So it will show the slides, the first slide. So if I put variable index as 2, you can see, or 4, there's no, but it automatically changes to 1 because I have a function there that makes it change to 1. Show, okay, plus slides n equal to a function plus slides n is making this show slides plus equal to n. Okay, so let me just go down and explain my show slides. So variable I is like a counter variable. It counts the loops. Then variable slides collect all the documents with the class name of single slides. And this is returning an array. An array is a group or collection of lists. Something similar to mass matrix. Okay. So if you're good in mass matrix, you should have no problem with arrays and all those. So if n is the argument of the JavaScript, for you should know basic things about JavaScript before you can really do this on your own. Now I'm going to explain it in the simplest way I can, as simple as possible. Okay, variable I, like I said, is a counter variable. The function shows a slide and collects the index n. That means to show the n, whether it is 1, the n can be equal to 1 or equal to 2 or equal to 3. Okay, argument can be anything depending on the number of slides you have. Sorry, okay. So this variable I is a counter variable. A variable is like a container, like a bucket that holds data temporarily when you're programming. Okay, variable slides document get element by class name. Let me explain this, and it's different from the document get elements by ID. You will know that if you notice it is document get elements by ID and not elements by ID. Document get elements by ID is getting just one unique HTML tag with that, and it will pick the first HTML tag it sees with that ID. And elements by classmates is collecting all the classes with that. So it is running it is going to collect it and put it in an array. The array can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. But when it is elements by id, it is getting 1, and it can only be one singular value. Same thing with this thing. So because I have 3 dots right here, and so it's giving me an array. So if n is greater than slides.length, it will this slides.length is counting the length of the slides we have. So I can add multiple slides, I can make it 100, and this slides.length will count it as 100. So if n, that's the current slide, is greater than slide.index, slide.length, slide index will automatically become 1. That's just the function. Then if n is less than 1, slide index becomes slides.length. Then for I equal to 0, I could have just done variable here, but since I'm using the I in different loops, for variable I equal to 0 and I less than slides.index, continue looping, and this is the condition that must happen for this to continue. So because our slides.index is 3, so for I is equal to 0, it will loop going from 1, it will loop 1, 2, 3, and it will make the I, because I said slides is an array now because of this function and method, it is collecting the first, it can be the first slide, second slide, and the third slide. So instead of writing this manually, because you might have different and multiple number of slides, that's why the function of loop, that's why the loop function is very useful. Then it adds .style.display equal to none. It does not show it. That's why all my other pictures are not showing. Then for I equal to 0 and I less than dot.length, then continue looping. Then I, that's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, class list dot remove active. Then slides, then it's taking the index of slide index minus 1. This is just basic mathematics. Slide index minus 1, because I have defined the slide index here is equal to 1. Now it will show the slide index minus 1 and make it visible to the user, and the dot slide index minus 1, it will add the class active. Okay, so what this is actually like 0, 1, 2, or 3, just numbers. Forget the variables. The computer is interpreting it by itself, but you should actually know the concept of all this. So I'm just going to summarize everything again. Show slides. Okay, since our slide index is equal to 1, if n, that means if n is 3, then slide index will be equal to 1, because if n is 4 and n is greater than slides.length, it will automatically put it back to slide index 1. That means it cannot accept any value greater than the number of slides you have. And if n is less than 1, that's n is 0, it will change the slide index to your length, the length of your slide. So it is automatically changing the slide index variable every time the position of the index changes, the position of the image changes. Then I've explained this. This automatically puts all the slides, make it non-visible, and the dots, it removes that active tag so that it does not show. It's not always having that glowing color. Then it put another slide index. Then finally after it has done all those functions, it puts the slides, whether it is currently at 1, currently at 2, makes it block. So I'm just going to show you some things. And plus n, this plus slides means plus equal to n. That's it can be plus equal to 1, and it also means slides index plus equal to the argument passed. It can be 1, 2, 3, like that. And show slide index. So it is this plus slides n and current slide n that is giving the argument for this, because this function is called inside this function. This is also n when it's performing this function. So if I change this and make it d or I, make it I, and make it I, nothing really changes, just the way I named it. It's still the same way. So make sure it's still working well. Okay, that is it. Okay, so I'm going to write. So on click, it is passing 1, 2, 3. So this is the n when it is, that is equal to the n when it's performing that function. So the function actually dynamically changes. So current slide, then previous slide, minus 1 and 1, and that is why that is basically adding the index in this function. So that's all for today, and please keep making your requests. I'll try and see to make your requests come true. Thank you. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, comment, tell me if you have any questions, comment on the group or comment on the YouTube channel. See you.